a company with some other, what's going to happen is your business is going to trigger a momentum. There's going to be an energy that you start to omit now because you have all these people that are using the product, right? So if your goal is in 2 years, you see, a lot of people can't see 2 years when they're broke right now. They can only see what they see. And you have to see beyond. If anybody looked in the, I don't know, Twilo or Jared, any of the nationals in here, did you look at the national in the chat today? Did you see I put up there that TD Jakes story about the giraffe and the turtle? You follow me? And it's deep because the giraffe can see things that the turtle can't see. That the turtle's limited to his vision, and his vision is limited to as far as his neck can extend. You know, so the whole point is that you have to be able to see beyond where you are right now and have a plan to say, because 2 years, my mother used to tell me my last 2 years of school, college, because I hated college. I did. I could not stand it, but I knew I had to complete it. But I hated it. And my mother said that, Kenny, 2 years are going to pass. It doesn't matter what you do in those 2 years. That's right. If you don't die, it doesn't matter what you do. And so you know that 2 years are going to pass. If you know 2 years are going to pass, are you going to be right where you are now 2 years from now? Because that's a tragedy, to be in the same seat in a different company. Because people think salvation is going from company to company. I tell everybody, listen, who you are follows you everywhere you go. And sometimes you are, it's there at that next company waiting for you. Hey, I've been waiting for you. Wow. I was going to screw this one up. You follow me? So 20% of your time should be in the area that you have the least control over, because you don't have control over the people that you recruit. Right. You don't. You recruit people. I can recruit everybody in here, right? And man, I get up in front of the room and say something, you know, or you call me up one day and I'm having a life problem, because, you know, one thing people forget when you're recruiting is that you got a real life too. You know, things go bad in your family. People get sick, parents get sick, children act a fool, wives get mad at you, but they expect you to be Mr. On time every time, right? So they call me up one day and I'm having one of those bad times, and then, you know, they say, who does he think he is? Because he's making money, he think he can have a bad day. And they say, you know what, I quit. I spent all this time with him, right? 80% of my time with him. So I have learned that I'm no longer doing that. I'm telling you, when I learned when I got over here, I said, I'm not doing that. I have to be in control of my money. I don't want anybody else to be in control of my money. And when your money counts on people, people are unpredictable and you can't control people. It's ridiculous. Right. You can't control people. You know, my job is not to control you. My job is to inspire you, but my job to my family is to take care of my family. It's to inspire you, take care of my family. See, when you retail, it's an exchange. Every day, see, when you teach people the art of retail, see, when you teach people to recruit, when they have a bad day, or 3 or 4 people say no, they quit. But when you teach people to go out here and exchange this and tell them the sample and let people try it, and when you do this, you do this. So now you have people with a behavior of making money. They can control, they can go out here and make themselves 150, 200 a week. And that will keep people until they get to where they need to be. Does that make sense? Yes. 80-20. 80-20. 20% of your time should be spent in the recruiting activity, because it will be impossible. When I say to recruit, to sell, make 2 sales a day, 2 times 7 is what? 14. It is impossible to recruit 14 people. That's right. And 1 or 2 people not say, I want to join. Right. If you do it right. Because the same philosophy applies to retail to recruit. It would be impossible for you to make 14 sales and not have 1 to 2 people say, I want to do business with you. So if you're doing 14 sales a week, I'm saying the math. If you're doing 14 sales a week and you get 1 person out of that 14 every week that says, I want to do business with you, now the likelihood of them staying with you. And here's the next thing. Everybody that says they want to join you, don't let them join, because what's the saying, Twilight?
Don't make a good customer a bad distributor.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Don't make a good customer a bad distributor.
Right, because you take a good customer, and because your butt get greedy, and you see what you're missing. See, you see the money when you should see that this person really doesn't have it. It's not capable of really, you know, doesn't have the discipline or something. See, I don't take everybody's money.
Yeah.
My realtor who sold me my house, because he hooked me up with the mortgage person, right? So the realtor Of course, the mortgage people and him, they like this, so he tell them everything about my money, right? My realtor sold me my house. I get the week after he sold me my house, so Cheryl would tell you, he's in my office with his checkbook talking about, man, I got $1,500, I'll join it there. I wouldn't let him join. You know why? Because I don't need high-profile failures. You understand? I don't need friendship failures.
Right.
See, the last thing you need is people in your inner circle losing. I'm talking about people close to you. Because once they see you making money, they want to join you immediately. Now they want to join you, but see, they want something of you that you can't give them. All your time. You follow me? Yep. So what happens is that don't turn a good customer into a bad distributor because you'll lose them. Know who they are and let them be where they are. Know who they are. If you know that they don't have the spirit of influence, you don't tell them, you can't do this. Say that. You say, let's start being a customer. I don't know if this. Say, you tell them, I tell you what, this is what we'll do. Let's get a few people on the phone. You can get, if you can get 3 or 4 people, because you got to get binary qualified. If you can get a couple people that are serious about this, looking at this, then let's talk about it then. Don't just take their money. Make sure that they can do this before you take their money. Because we're in the business not to damage people. We're in the business to restore people. And you damage people when you take their money, because what you do is that you don't understand that there are people who sneak and spend money because most men are subject to ridicule from their wives. Because you know why? We take a lot of chances with the money. But the reason we do it is because we want our wives to live the dream life. But when we make bad decision after bad decision, because that's the course, that's what happens. But when you're the head of the household, you don't have the luxury to make several bad decisions. Because I'm telling you, 3 to 6 bad decisions away from your crown being upside down. That's real talk. You fool around be wearing that apron. I'm serious. Y'all laughing. I'm telling you, when you're a man in the house, you go 90 to 120 days without bringing the income, and your wife come home from work every day. You better go get a cookbook. Okay? That's real talk. But that's another story because, listen, man, I do training. I talk to men about being men, and that, man, who you are as a man is redefined every month. Okay? You get comfortable if you want, because there are a whole lot of brothers out here that used to make a lot of money for a lot of years, and when the industry collapsed and they went broke for 6 months, man, they went from 0 to 0, baby. Real quick. So we always have to continue redefining our manhood. That's why as men, the decisions we make, they have to be very calculated. They have to be but it can't be emotional decisions. Right. And if you make a decision to join this business, and you husband and wife, or if you husband, or if you're taking a chance, you can't play with it. Do it, man. Listen, seek counsel from somebody. Do what you have control over. Because I'll tell you what, in closing, that if you're bringing money into the house every day, I don't care if it's $50, $100. If you bring it into the house every day and your house is struggling, what you do is you restore the trust of your husband and your wife. You begin to restore, because the first act of restoration in your household is restoring trust of your spouse, of your family. They got to trust that you're making good decisions, whether you're a wife or a husband. They got to trust. And the best way to build up trust is through consistency. You don't have to make $10,000 a month for your wife or husband to trust you anymore. All you have to do is be able to pay some bills. Yes. And with our products, you can earn an extra 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 a day. And I'm going to tell you something. I had a good conversation with a young lady who is sitting up in the front row. TK, she and I were at odds for a long, long time. We had different perceptions on things, but she is an example, and she's here, and she's made a new commitment to this thing, because everybody deserves second chances. Everybody has to understand that, right. Listen, man, we here to understand people. Their understandings are misunderstandings, right? So she's committed. She's in the front row. Give her a hand, because she's recommitted, right? But here's a lady that goes out, and you will soon eventually hear her share her story, because here's a lady, I'm telling you, that she's probably doing about close to 5 G's, if not 5 G's a week in sales, and I know it because she comes by our office every week and buying $4,000 or $5,000 worth of product. Wow. Every week. Wow. So look, in the future, I just wanted to plant the seed today about the 80-20 that you should really be spending your time. The next phase of it is telling you how, because we're going to have people. I'm going to do a Google Hangout this week on Wednesday with Jack and I'm going to have some of the first winners of the contest on there, and they're going to be sharing with you all the things they did to sell product. Okay? All right, guys, I probably exceeded my time, but listen.